The U.S. government is poised to shake up global trade in April 2025.
I call it Liberation Day. April 2nd is Liberation Day.
The White House has proposed several kinds of tariffs.
A tariff is a tax on goods as they pass the border. For each instance in which a tariff is put on, it would lead to a price level shift. That shift constitutes inflation.
Economists say the administration's tariff plans could be inflationary. Some are on specific industries, like pharmaceuticals and automakers. Others are on entire countries.
They sound very inflationary. It sounds like they're going to jack up prices. The history of tariffs suggests that they generally don't. However, we could be in a whole new ballgame here.
Considering what has happened in the past few years, where we had quite some inflation in the US, it's going to be much more difficult this time to pass it through consumers.
That said, tariffs are not the sole cause for concern, according to the U.S. Central Bank, the Federal Reserve.
Trade, immigration, fiscal policy, and regulation. It is the net effect of these policy changes that will matter for the economy.
Are tariffs inflationary?
So we've seen a little bit of what Donald Trump put into the market this week, which he called Liberation Day for the United States. And, from his standpoint, and again, I'm not here to disagree with the president by any means. I'm just trying to explain it so that everyone understands, right? So the United States have been receiving tariffs from other countries when it comes to imports and exports for the last 50 years, right? The United States being the biggest global economy around the world, we buy the most products from countries than anyone else, right? So we import so much, from China, as well as Venezuela, India, and just countries around the world, right? So if it's cars, auto, if it's, tech, when it comes to computer parts, when it comes to engines from Germany, whatever we do when it comes to buying and selling products, we do the most when it comes to our economy. So other countries have been instituting, what they basically is a trade tax on what we buy forever, right? And this has been in Trump's eyes and a lot of people's eyes, being the America being mistreated and taken advantage of. So Donald Trump came in office and said, listen, we've been mistreated for, almost half a century. It's important for us to now, free fair trade to import tariffs on other countries so that we can then hopefully make deals to lower these numbers when it comes to some of these other countries and the tariffs that they place on the United States. So his goal here is to, hike up the tariffs, hopefully try to get some negotiations from other countries and bring tariffs down from another country standpoint. And then, ultimately create a fair trade throughout the world, right? That's his goal. So he went about doing it in a way that a lot of people don't really think was fair, was he hiked up tariffs at an extremely high level in certain countries, up to 50% in China, for example. In other countries, like I think Vietnam got about like a 70% tariff. But some of these countries cannot be sustainable when it comes to their economy based on those tariff percentages, as well as the United States and our biggest companies in the world, like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, and other big players. We do so much business in China, in India, in Vietnam, in some of these countries to where these tariffs then affect the business.